Chris, we were saying it walking across the pitch, there's a lot to be encouraged about there, but you're bound to be disappointed with the result.
Well, yeah, we're in sport, aren't we? So we want to win. Everybody wants to win, but we didn't. But yeah, in terms of energy, commitment, the players, honesty, it was good, real good.
And there were stages of that game where it felt like we were the ones about to turn the screw. That's important to take the chances in those spells.
Yeah, and I think it's also important at the times you concede goals. And I think if we could have got to after, I think they scored in the 44th minute, something like that it was, without looking back at it. If you could get to half time at 1-0, it would have been a completely different team talking. Fleetwood's changing rooms. And of course, that would have been a different 15-20 minutes coming into the second half. I thought the players played actually better in the second half, especially early on in it. But we've ended up conceding obviously more goals, 2 more goals in that second half. But these things happen. So yeah, but in terms of the energy commitment, I would like a little bit more quality in terms of passing and getting the half a yard and crossing early, taking people on, taking the shot off. We didn't work the goalkeeper enough, but the energy, the pressing, the passing in general was pretty good. But we didn't really like I say, work their goalkeeper out. I want to see more goals, I want to see more shots on target.
I know you do this anyway, but is there lessons to be learned from the goals we conceded at this early stage of the season?
Yeah, of course there is. The second goal Fleetwood score, really, it's not great. Very reminiscent of one of the goals Colchester scored at one of their own games here. Just a simple in-swinging corner, and a chap at the back post had a free header. So, yeah, that's not good, because we do work on obviously scoring and stopping goals from set plays, and Fleetwood got the heads up by getting in front from it. I know ours came from one, but that's what happens. It happens a lot actually in Champions League level, never mind lower league football, so they are vital.
Great for Jimmy, because he's got his goal on his debut and he grew. You could tell he sort of puffed up after that one.
Yeah, well, he's a good lad. Yeah, he's got to learn the way we play, but he brings to us different skills that a lot of players don't have. So there's balance in that. But yeah, in terms of him coming, he scored the goal at Wigan as well, didn't he? So he's made a big impact really in a short space of time, and he's done a lot of training to catch up, because he only recently has come here. So he's got a double-edged sword there. But he'll eventually find his feet. But I'm pleased he got a goal tonight.
7 of the 11 were making their first start for Carlisle. Dean Furman comes on to make it 8. That shows again the work in progress, I suppose.
Well, yeah, you got to be mindful of the opponent you're playing, and they're one game away of receiving £9 million from the Football League to be in the Championship. So we can't forget that. They're bringing Ched Evans on. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to push somebody who's clearing it. He knows how to bump into people. That's what he does. Coots, Whelan, wow, they're Premier League football players. So I think the boys had a real good go at him.
Anomalies. Callum Guy does something with Blackpool back in November and he serves a suspension for it in this game. You can't really legislate for that, and you get Coyote yesterday in training who pulls out. These are all things you have to deal with.
Told you, you make a plan when you get out of bed, but you have to adapt and try and make it work, and we didn't quite get that to get a positive result, but we definitely got it in terms of energy, effort and commitment.
JJ, when will we see him back? Because he's a big part of what you want to do.
Of course he is, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be just a couple of days, but we'll know more tomorrow. And
Magnus and Amari and Brennan Dickinson, any diagnosis on them at the moment?
Well, Brennan's going to be a little bit longer, which is unfortunate, because he is power, pace and technique, a left-footed set play specialist. So that's going to be a big miss. But anybody not playing will be a big miss, because the lads we've got together all have their own divine right in terms of what they represent. But yeah, Amari should be back soon. He trained today actually, so I thought the game was too soon for him. So we'll just give him some good training sessions, but we did that last time. So I want to try and give him a foundation of that football on the training ground before you put him out in open water, and hopefully then his body's ready. And who else did you ask after?
Brennan Dickinson.
We've done Brennan, Amari
and
Magnus. Maggers, yeah, he's been seen the knee specialist, so I don't know the news yet, because of course I've been concentrating on tonight.
Well, these are players, those names that we've mentioned, that would possibly be in your starting 11. How much of a difference does it make to your preparation when you haven't got them?
Well, yeah, but that's the whole point of having a squad. So the whole point of having that competitive edge and creating that in training is for when these things happen, they're not stopgaps, but the changes mean the club doesn't change. It means the train can keep moving forwards, and the squad we've put together is like that. It has different elements to it, but you're mentioning like Amari, JJ and Brennan. Well, all three of them would have put 100% Fleetwood on the back foot. Of course they would, because they're all powerful, quick, pace, skillful, attacking, but they weren't available.
You mentioned that you might look in the transfer market because of that situation. Have you had any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, always thinking, but we'll see what happens. It's all about timing. Finance is a big part, and also I want to make sure that the squad we have, that people coming into it have the same feelings and understandings of what we're trying to achieve, what they represent in terms of the supporters, how important it is to play for Carlisle. They're the key elements. The character and personality is key. To commit to the area if they don't live in it or be near it. So all these things are viable to being successful attributes at Carlisle, as well as then play football. So, and then it comes down to finance, and then an agent will get involved too. So it can be difficult, but we've got a good bunch of lads in that changing rooms that will serve us well this season.
A lot of those traits playing football wise you've mentioned, we started to see them tonight. We've laid a marker down ahead of going to Oldham at the weekend. Yeah,
well, I didn't see anybody pulling out of any tackle. I didn't see anybody moaning at a referee. I didn't see anybody lying on the floor for 10 minutes when something's happened to them. I didn't see any of them things. I've seen no limping in training on some heavy challenges. I've seen just committed people, and it will, if we keep doing that and believe in them traits, it will serve us well.
Got to ask about the Jimmy Toure sending off at the end. None of us really saw it, but it looks like there might be an accidental kick. He definitely didn't mean something like that. But that's a 3-match suspension in this competition.
Well, that might be a positive then, if it's something like that, because I've not watched it back, but I do know that obviously he ran the ball down. He ran back brilliant, because it's everything you want in a footballer. To take the ball off one of Fleetwood's fastest players, Wes Burns. And I think Wes, his way out of that was, professional, yeah, but that's a bit what we've got to get better at. He's fallen over because Jimmy's took the ball off him. So in the frustration of foul, I've not seen it back, but according to James on the radio, he's sitting near the incident, he suggested that he just kicked the grass in frustration because the foul's given against him when it's not foul. And in turn of his ankle, he's just clipped the back of his shoe or something like that. So the refs deemed it as violent conduct, like he's just whacked somebody, but he didn't do that, did he?
Oldham on Saturday, totally different type of opposition, different type of game.
Well, yeah, but again, new team, new manager. The Caribou Cup, you would consider competition excellent in the cup, so we've got to get ready for that. The lads have got to go on, like I say, refresh, get ready, eat well, sleep well, rest up, learn. The bodies will be better for this, and go again for Oldham.